Oh, really? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna beat his ass, boy. Okay, this is looking really good, by the way. This is a really good start. Ooh. Well, that's kind of funny, because there's a counter for that too. Now, he is getting 3 rams, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna delay. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna bail. Oh my god! Oh, I messed this up so bad. Okay, that's fine. This is fine. Bro, this guy's either higher rated or I don't know. He just, you know what I mean? He just...
Hey guys, what's up? Wish you all amazing holidays and happily family time. Today I kind of want to review a game I played against Beasty on the ladder yesterday. Yes, Beasty, the GOAT. I had the fortune, or some would say misfortune, of getting matched against him. And this is the second match I played against him. The first one was like almost a 1 hour slogfest towards the end. But in the second one, this one here, I've decided to play one of the recent Katie build orders that I've uploaded for like season 12. And there's like no better opponent to practice it against than like one of the top players in the game. So my expectations going into this was that I will get punished heavily for even the smallest mistake. But my focus was not on perfectly executing the build order in this case, but to adapt at what he throws at me. So we're playing KT on high view against OOTD. I really like KT on this map because the first tier spawns relatively close. You have 3 options on 3 second side, so your opponent has to be on his game to scout your pilgrims because you can swap all the time. You have a lot of leeway getting all the free gold. I'm doing the standard Dark Age build, barracks opening, building 3 spearmen and then towering his gold. That's why I'm immediately walking across the map, trying to scout where his gold spawn is. In my guide, I think I've also mentioned it, against like civilizations like OOTD or like Mongols, who can also Dark Age barracks open with a few spearmen. Usually you don't want to build a proxy barracks in the middle of the map. So in this case I've decided to build it safe, build the barracks in my base, and then rally across the map towards his gold. Because if he decides to open with a barracks for like a Mongol player and usually you've just finished building your barracks in the middle of the map and he already has a few spearmen out, and then he can just outmass you and you kind of lose from there. It's really hard to recover. That's why in these kinds of matchups, usually it's a far better option to play it safe. So he already collected all the gold necessary because it's like OOTD gilded villagers. They're pretty insane. So I wasn't even expecting to get much damage here, but he's already placed like an outpost on his stone, so I immediately realized, oh, it's a 2TC build. And I felt pretty comfortable realizing that. Because with KT you kind of have a pretty nice window at destroying 2TC builds in feudal. Because of the fast ramp up. Because usually with this build you immediately want to build 2 production buildings in feudal once you've age up, and you can immediately produce units all the time. Your first or second pilgrim will immediately give you all the gold necessary for the siege engineering, and your rams are cheaper, so it's easier to mass them. In this case I'm actually quite late on my tower. I was kind of nervous playing against him, so kind of missed my timing here. Usually you should grab your villager once like your 3rd spearman is finished and then walk with him across the map, and here I'm like 20 to 30 seconds late. And I think he's of course he sees it because of the tower, but he immediately realized that, oh, I can just grab a few more villagers, and now because these are gilded villagers, they're pretty strong, have even more gather rate than normal villagers, and he can, before I even finish building the tower, he already has enough stone for his 2nd TC. So under 1 minute he already mined all the necessary stone because it takes one villager to build down just 1 minute. I think I'm actually losing my scout. Oh, I cancelled the attack, I just realized. Oh, yeah. Wasn't paying attention, yeah, losing my scout for free. He still has his scouts. Pretty bad opening, pretty bad start. And this tower is completely useless. But it's why I like reviewing these kinds of games. Because it's not expected to always have like a perfect opening. So it's always like to... What are you doing with all the openings? All the game. It's always about what are you doing now in these kinds of situations. That's why I kind of like reviewing this. Against OOTD and HRE, it's pretty useless to torch some buildings, but I'm just doing it because this tower is completely useless. There's no reason to keep them in there. That's why I even have one spearman here. I think I'm having him ready here soon. Just capturing all the points of interest. I did it again with like not building a mining camp here. Because I don't want to waste the 50 wood. I want that to immediately build 2 production buildings and to immediately get the first... I think I want to cancel it, right? Yeah, to immediately get the first pilgrim upgrade. Production buildings. Immediately adding a scout. Because I didn't scout my closest tier pack yet. I immediately want to move out to that one as soon as I see it. I don't even need to keep my spearman here on the tower because it serves no purpose now. I kind of want to walk across behind his base and see where he's building his second TC. So I can immediately ready all my new units there. Yeah. Capturing the points of interest there soon. And yeah, I'm kind of like already thinking where is he actually building his CC, but I think at some point I'm gonna realize hover over here. I don't know if a lot of people know this trick, but at this elo usually everyone does it. If you hover over deer or like a boar in the fog of war, you can see how many still alive. In this case, only like 2 are alive, so I know he placed his TC here, kind of sneaked out on the side. I thought I had complete vision, but kind of miscalculated that one. Walked like on the outskirts of this wood line here, completely evading my vision, which is like really, really perfect from him. And now I kind of misplayed this one as well. There's a little trick you can do against OOTD and HRE players. It's like especially useful against 2TC OOTD. You can bait out the emergency repairs ability. It's almost an instinct, I feel like, for every OOTD player to activate that one ability if one building is close to being torched down. I feel like everyone that plays that civilization craves that sweet dopamine release of causing frustration in their opponents. The trick is, if he's going to TC, just like here in this case, you should wait for siege engineering, the upgrade in the blacksmith first, before torching down any building. Takes 30 seconds to research, and once you have it, and a little bit of wood in the bank. With KT rams are only like 150 wood, so they're cheaper. Torch down any building and bait it out. It has like a 75-second cooldown, emergency repairs, and once activated, immediately build 2 rams with all your units and siege down the enemy TC immediately. Otherwise, you have to build 3 rams to begin against emergency repairs. Yeah, now I would have, if I already had it now at this point, I have like a 70-second window to destroy this TC. Because it takes 30 seconds to upgrade this one. I think I actually could have waited. And now I could have tried torching it down. And if he activated it now, I have a pretty good window to destroy it. Kind of missed my timing there. Scout is the second tier on his board. It's really important because against OOTD, the OOTD player always struggles in the early game with food. So they always want to take all the deer, all the free food on the map, if possible. That's why you should always keep an eye out on that. Because I see still 7 alive, no villagers here. And against OOTD, it's important. You need 3 rams, especially if you miss like this timing and he has emergency repairs available. You need 3 rams to destroy it, because his villagers are quite tanky, and his ability is just completely broken and feudal. Yeah. Just running across the map. I'm scouting in the Burgrave Palace now. So I have a pretty close timing now to do damage, because I need to do damage now. He already has more villagers. I mean, everyone will have more villagers against Knights Templar, but gilded villagers are just more efficient. They're just better. I now have a small window to do a lot of damage here. Sieging him down. I'm walking in, because I was expecting him to immediately ungarrison. I think he already has the health upgrade, yes. 98 HP, like 100 HP villagers. That's why you need 3 ramps. If only one, it's not possible, or like 2 to destroy this one. Trying to get as many villagers as possible, enter TC. This is not enough, he can't touch these down that quickly. And because he now has access to his insanely cheap men-at-arms, I need to do this damage. Need to kill as many villagers as possible, deny as much food as necessary. That's why you always should keep an eye out now to see if he walks across towards his other food sources. I catch even more villagers here. I think I'm gonna see it in a second. I saw it, yeah. Getting even more villagers here. I need to do as much damage as possible. Speed it up a little bit. Yeah, and now his men-at-arms are on the field. They're so tanky. I don't want to waste these units here. I mean, they're walking outside, yeah. Camping his berries. Want to delay him as much as possible, because behind this one I already moved out to both these deer stacks on my side. Building a few farms with the extra wood. Because I don't want to spam more units now, I just want to age up behind it. Deal as much damage as possible. And then get a pretty good age up timing as well. Yeah, eventually this one will die. I think at some point, yeah, right now I realized one deer is already dead here. As you can see in the fog of war. Only 6 are alive. See, 3 walking out towards like this corner here. That's what you want to do against your opponent if you play against OOTD especially. He needs the free resources on the map. So you can expect these kinds of mood that he's walking outside towards his food sources. And because I spotted the 3 extra villagers, I think I'm gonna walk there, yeah. I'm really see that. And just be annoying as possible. I already killed 11 villagers, and I'm gonna kill more here in a second. This is all this advantage gun from like the second town center. Gonna try to focus the low HP villagers in a second. And he has no wheelbarrow. This makes this attack even more deadly for me. For him. Yeah. Don't get too panicked, just try to deal as much damage as possible. You can suicide these units now, and as you can see, I'm aging up behind it. I think I'm rallying these, yeah. Once the second TC is done, you don't usually don't siege down his main town center, just focus his houses or like production buildings. That's makes it even harder for him to immediately go across the map. And against OOTD, if you already spotted the Burgrave Palace, usually I go for the other H-ups, but against OOTD especially, I really like Republic of Genoa if you already placed the Burgrave Palace. Because the crossbows that you gain access to with the H-up deal bonus damage against all melee units, and not just heavy units, so they're pretty good against this tanky spearman as well. Now H-up, I immediately produce... like during the H-up already added like a few villages on gold, because now I want to spam crossbows. I saw a lot of men-at-arms that are still alive. I really want to build a pretty healthy crossbow amount so I can defend against this one. And I'm rallying horsemen across the map towards the 2 remaining relics, because 3 are already gone. Has 3 relics secured. I don't want to give him 5 relics. Even SKT. Usually pilgrims are enough gold once you have all 10, but getting a few relics is always nice. And I'm losing a few villages here for no reason. I'm really bad at keeping them alive. I'm not even watching here right now. Across the map. Losing like 5 or 6 villages is really bad against build men-at-arms. Because they're slower, right? Yeah, 112. And I don't even have wheelbarrow. Just with the Hospital Knights age up, I'm way faster. Yep. And I'm kind of like a few villages ahead. And usually if your opponent is not OTT, in this case this is like kind of game over now. Just because I'm getting like my 3 pilgrim golds. I get, I think, 2 relics total. And I have the villager advantage. Having the villager advantage as KT is like... it's broken. Because you lose so many villagers during the age up and all your pilgrim upgrades. And now I'm adding a few villagers on the stone, once all the relics are like gone. Because we're like... once the relics are like divided, I'm try to like usually add my second CC now at this stage. You could also already add like a few fortresses, but building a second TC first, I like it more. Yeah, getting 2 relics, pretty nice, even though I aged up quite late. And I'm kind of slacking on re-rallying my pilgrim towards the other sacred sites now. Because he already spotted them on, he knows I'm rallying towards this one, but pretty late on changing that rally point. I'm still rallying him here and there, and now the deers are slowly running out. I'm adding in more and more farms. And I'm getting all the veterancy upgrades. And now at this stage, I feel quite comfortable staying in my base with my main army and then just raiding with a few horsemen and Templar brothers on the sides. Because I can just mass all my units now, get close to pop cap as possible. Because I'm adding in more villagers now. I have the villagers advantage in general, and now I can just max out my army and then finish him off. Because I felt like I did a lot of damage in feudal, and that was enough to win the game. Now he's like trying to get a little bit of rate in, deal a little bit of damage here, trying to steal my relics, but I already have a healthy amount of crossbows here. He's trying to steal my relics, but I deny it. Already added in a little bit of these insane crossbows against his melee units. And I can just clean him up here. If you play against OTD and you can kill his entire army in like early feudal age, early castle age, without him having like a ton of farms in the backline, it's usually GG. Because he can't remass that many units. They're way too expensive in castle age. Because usually at this point all the food resources on the map will run out and he has to add in more people to wood and farms. And takes a while for him. So I'm just contesting the sacred sites here now, getting all of them. Trying for a sacred site victory, forcing me out. Raiding him on the sides. See that he has a lot of crossbowmen and spears now, so I'm going for the archers in this case. Getting all the points of interest here. Now I can just play it slow. I'm already, as you can see, over 20 villages ahead. I'm adding in my first fortress now, so even more pilgrim, more passive gold. And now I can just keep like 10 villages or so on stone for the whole game until I have like max fortress count. And usually if you like have a pretty good advantage, or like you did a lot of damage in feudal age. This is like how I like to play or like finish my games. Waiting with horsemen on the sides, keeping them in check, having my main army like around my base or like with my villagers, like where my main resources are. Yeah, I'm kind of slow. I didn't pull my whole army. Kind of could kill a few villages, but I'm raiding him on the sides now because I realized his whole army is across the map on my side. And now I can just kill him here. It's kind of forced to answer the raids on the side, and yeah. Always remember, if you play like maps like High View or maps generally with a lot of stealth forests, always have a scout with your army so you can actually see everything. So otherwise this would be pretty deadly. And I think he's just yeah. There's a lot of crossbows here, but they're completely useless. I have a lot of archers, so I can clean them up. I think this is where the game ends. This is like the game-winning fight. I can finish him off here. Now, if I couldn't kill him here or he wouldn't move out at this stage, I can just build a fortress here. Oh, it's kind of wait now, wait. I can just build a fortress here, deny him of this gold, build a fortress here, deny him of this 8k vein, and then just add another fortress here. And then slowly go for a sacred site victory, etc. You're not really forced to just walk across the map and kill them. Because usually, if you did a lot of damage, this is like kind of the way I like to finish the games. Raid him on the sides. Now I'm winning the main fight here and it's game over. Yeah. I hope you kind of like this review. This is was a really good training experience for me. Testing my build order against someone who responded correctly, building a tower, completely ignoring me. I couldn't do any damage. But in this case, I got a pretty good timing, because SKT you always have a good timing if your opponent rushes castle naked without any units in feudal age. And then just play from there. Because in the end, I think I did how many villager kills? 25 villager kills. That's pretty deadly, especially against OOTD. Alright, thanks for watching. Hope you learned something here, and best of luck on your later games.